She was the nation's sweetheart, a timeless star who lit up every screen she graced. Generations laughed, cried, and grew up with her. But one night in November 2001, the curtain closed forever. A beloved actress, a brutal murder, a nation in shock, and a mystery that still haunts us to this day. This is Pinoy True Crime Story. And tonight, we revisit the life, death, and enduring mystery behind the murder of Nida Blanca. November 7, 2001. It was an ordinary Wednesday morning in Green Hills, San Juan. Shoppers began to fill the nearby streets. The sun filtered softly through Manila's smog-filled sky, and people hurried to their daily routines. Inside the Atlanta Center, a commercial building along Annapolis Street, the elevator opened to the 6th floor. A janitor stepped out with his cleaning cart, ready to begin his shift. Then he saw it. Inside a parked white Nissan Sentra, blood pooled on the back seat. A woman's body lay still, bludgeoned, lifeless. It was Nida Blanca. Nida Blanca. The name alone evoked smiles across generations. She was elegance. She was comedy. She was drama. She was one of Philippine cinema's most beloved stars. Born Dorothy Guinto Jones on January 6, 1936, Nida had carved out a career that spanned over 4 decades. From silver screens to primetime television, she had been a household name. Her career was thriving. She was a regular on the long-running sitcom John and Marcia, and by 2001, she was still active, visible, and vibrant. So the news of her brutal murder stunned the nation. Authorities quickly cordoned off the area. The crime scene was chaotic. Press swarmed the building. Fans and curious onlookers began to gather. Within hours, the tragic news spread like wildfire. Nida Blanca had been murdered, bludgeoned 13 times. The weapon, a blunt object, possibly a tire iron or pipe. Her body, found slumped inside her own car. There were no immediate witnesses, no signs of forced entry. And just like that, the glamorous world of Philippine showbiz collided with one of its darkest mysteries. Nida had last been seen the night before. On November 6th, she attended a meeting at the building. Security guards recalled seeing her enter the Atlanta Center, but not leave. At 1 a.m., the janitor found her body. The motive was unclear. There was no evidence of robbery. Her valuables were untouched. Her cell phone was missing, but that was all. Speculation ran wild. Who would want Nida Blanca dead? The police began with those closest to her. At the top of the list, her second husband, Rod Strunk. Rod Strunk, an American actor and musician, had married Nida in 1981. Their relationship was known in showbiz circles to be strained. Rod was 15 years younger than Nida. He was said to be financially dependent on her. Friends claimed Nida had considered annulling the marriage. She had allegedly removed him as her life insurance beneficiary. A motive? Perhaps. But there was more. Within days, the investigation took a turn. A man named Philip Medel came forward. A struggling stuntman from Pangasinan, Medel claimed he had been hired to kill Nida Blanca. The one who ordered the hit? He said it was Rod Strunk. The nation was in disbelief. Medel confessed that he had been paid $50,000 to carry out the murder. He claimed he waited for Nida in the Atlanta Center's parking area, followed her to her car, and assaulted her with a metal pipe. But something didn't add up. Medel's confession was riddled with inconsistencies. He could not describe the interior of Nida's car accurately. There were no fingerprints tying him to the crime scene. No witnesses placed him there. Days later, Medel retracted his confession. He claimed he had been tortured by police into admitting to a crime he did not commit. But for the authorities, the case had a face. And that face led back to Rod Strunk. Rod was arrested and brought in for questioning. But he denied everything. He claimed he had nothing to do with the crime, that he loved Nida. Still, the accusations mounted. The public watched, transfixed, as a real-life crime drama unfolded. But before the case could go to trial, Rod Strunk left the country. In 2002, he boarded a flight back to the United States. Authorities were caught off guard. The primary suspect was now beyond Philippine jurisdiction. Back in the U.S., Rod resumed a quiet life, living in Tracy, California, under the radar. But the pressure never let up. In 2003, Philippine prosecutors filed formal charges against Rod Strunk in absentia. They began proceedings to extradite him. But U.S. courts required more solid evidence, and the case was full of holes. The confession was retracted. Physical evidence was lacking, and the true killer? Still unidentified. Then, another shock. In July 2007, Rod Strunk died. He jumped from a second-floor balcony at a motel in Tracy. His death was ruled a suicide. With him died what many believed could have been the answers to Nida Blanca's murder. The case was left in limbo. Without the key suspect alive, prosecution stalled. Philip Medal, who had retracted his confession, remained in custody for years, insisting on his innocence. No other suspects were charged. No forensic breakthroughs. No eyewitnesses came forward. In 2010, Medal died in jail. Heart attack. He went to his grave, proclaiming he was framed. To this day, the murder of Nida Blanca remains one of the most baffling unsolved cases in Philippine crime history. No one has been convicted. No justice was served. Only silence and questions remain. Why was she killed? Was it money, jealousy, revenge, or something darker, hidden by the spotlight of fame? For her fans, Nida Blanca is still remembered as the smiling actress, the elegant woman who lit up the screen. For her family, she is a lost loved one, taken too soon. For the country, she is a reminder that even the brightest stars can fall. And justice doesn't always come. This was her final curtain call, and it ended not with applause, but with silence. Years have passed since the murder of Nida Blanca. The courtrooms have quieted. The headlines have faded, but the wounds remain open. For her family, her fans, and a justice system still searching for answers. Her legacy lives on in film, in memory, and in the hearts of those who knew and loved her. But behind the sparkle of her smile was a tragedy that left us all wondering. Who really silenced the woman who made the nation laugh? In a world full of lights and lies, truth doesn't always take center stage. This has been Pinoy True Crime Story. Thank you for listening. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never forget the stories that demand to be told.